Hey everybody, welcome to day 239 of Reseller Reflections, a day in life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Sunday, February 2nd, 2025, and we met our sales goal today. However, last week, because my week ends Saturday at midnight, we almost hit our halfway point to our sales goal for last week. So I can't remember the last time we had a week that was that low. It was really low. All right. So I don't know. Some of you have reached out and said that you're experiencing similar things and slow sales. It's my wish that you're not, but if you are, it's happening. And there seem to be quite a few of us that have had a really low sales week. Hopefully not all of us though. So tonight I want to talk about banking for burnout. All right. So yesterday I did a little video on burnout saying I was crashing. I wasn't burning, but I was crashing. And I've been on this continual cycle my whole life of, working really hard and then I crash and burn out. And no matter what I'm doing, it's just the way things are and the way I've kind of work. So yeah, crashed. Today was another little bit of a crash day, but I have to say, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, yes, you recognize the name because he is part of our Reset to Zero challenge, put something on a comment on the video from yesterday, and it really made me stop and think. So he said the concept of banking time, banking listings, banking, like saving stuff up for the future. The video I did helped him and he does that. And banking for burnout. Why have I never thought of this? Thank you, Lee. All right. So I was saying yesterday, literally saying that I can't quite figure out a solution to, when the times when I want to work and I work really hard. But the times when I crash, I don't really want to do it. Like listing an item today was like absolute torture. I really just didn't want to do it. And I feel like that, like maybe 2% of the time, but it really just wasn't, I was still like burned out today and really didn't want to do it. So why people in our community talk about banking listings, right? They build up a bank, they have scheduled drafts on eBay, and, some people work during the week, like work a different job, like a 9-to-5 job during the week. So they, build up their bank on the weekends and then they slowly release them. So they have something going out every day. And a lot of people do this. It's a very common strategy because we know the eBay algorithm likes consistent listing. They don't like you to throw a whole bunch of listings all up at once and then kind of forget about it and walk away. They like consistency. So yeah, I don't, just full disclosure, I don't bank listings. I do see the value in it, but I personally don't do that. However, I kind of do a different version of that where I bank my time. So I talked last year about I would have 4-hour listing blocks for weekdays. So I would spend 4 hours a day, 5 days a week listing. And if I was going on vacation or had an event coming up or something like that, I would bank up those hours. Let's say I would work 8 hours on one day and, none on the next, or, that sort of thing. Or I would build them up for the next week if I knew I was just really not going to have enough time to list in the coming week. So if I went over that time and I didn't need the bank, I didn't count it for anything. But why am I not saving up those for my burnout? I have it all calculated. So now I don't bank time. I don't really track time because this is part of the 12-week year. I'm not really saying I need 4 hours of listing a day. I'm working a little bit differently and I'm just going for the dollar amount every week. Like I have a certain dollar amount that I want to hit, certain dollar amount of items I want to list and put in my store. So why can't I bank that? Like if I went over, I would just say, all right, well, I went over and then the next week starts at 0 or the next day starts at 0. So now knowing this about myself, well, Lee knew more than I did about me. Uh, why am I not like rolling those over? Like when I have a week when I'm really working hard just because I feel like it, and that dollar amount goes, up, why don't I put that in a rolling bank? Hello? And then if I have a day like I'm burned out like yesterday and today, I can just use up those banked dollar amounts. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that was just such a great suggestion. So instead of banking the hours, which I would do, I can bank the dollar amounts, and I can use that to carry me from one week to the next. I mean, I don't want to be too cavalier about it and kind of like abuse it, but knowing that I work in this cyclical nature of like work really hard, maybe for like 10, 12 weeks and then just kind of like crash on the, 11th week, this would be a really smart thing to do. So I'm going to look at things that way. Do you bank anything? Do you bank your listings? Do you schedule them out on eBay? Do you, bank your time? We've been talking a lot about this for the 12-week year because some of us have vacations planned. Some of us are going to Boss. Others have vacations, where we'll be gone a week. And are we going to like store up and bank a lot of our tactics so that we're still able to accomplish something during that week that we're away? Yeah. All right. This is really something to think about. And, maybe your reasons for doing it are different. Maybe you work a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you don't have that cyclical, nature that I have where I work really hard and then I crash and burn. Maybe, you have an upcoming vacation, you have a commitment, I don't know. Whatever. There are a million reasons to do it. I kind of want to know yours and how you handle all of this and how you remain consistent through burnout, through vacation, through all the things that come into our lives. All right. I am reset to zero tonight. We are going into our reseller reset in Patreon, where I'm going to do my schedule for the coming week, which I'm really excited to get that taken care of and then go to bed. Yeah. All right. So we're doing our Just for Flippin' Fun book club this week, which is in our Patreon group. It's free to every member, paid or free members. We read Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, and it is really, really riveting. Really good. Just finished it this afternoon, but oh man, it's so good. Join us. It's just for fun. We have our business boosting book club on Monday nights. And yeah, so there's something for everybody. All right, joining me on the Reset to Zero Challenger, Jill of Rust Truck Relics, Jason the Sandy Swapper, Judith R, Pam of Whimsy and Such, Becky of Becky Consigns, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, and Vanessa the Diabetic Reseller. Keep going, guys. Keep resetting to zero. That's one thing that has to be a habit. You can't really bank it. All right, guys. Have a great night. Good night.